Okay, welcome everyone. Today is May 3rd, and welcome back to our live broadcast. Today it's just me, unfortunately for you all. It's just me and you. So welcome. Thank you all very much for coming here today. Today I'm going to be talking about my study and my travels in the country of Germany. I hope that maybe you remember during the first time we held our live broadcast, my good friend Chris, who is in many ways a twin of mine, he was here and we talked a little bit about Germany and we ate some Taiwanese snacks. Right? It was a very good day. But we didn't have a chance to talk much about Germany in terms of travel and what it feels like to study there as a student from Taiwan. And I think that many of you may have some questions, you may have some things that you would like to know about what it's like studying and traveling around in Germany. And so therefore, I would like to invite you all, please, ask whatever questions you like. There will be a time where I answer questions like always. I hope to provide information that you find interesting. Okay, so I think the first thing that I should talk about is how did I become involved in going to Germany. See, my entire life, I've never thought that I would study in Germany. I don't speak German. I didn't speak German. And I didn't want to learn German, actually. It was never a dream of mine. Some people, they're interested in some European languages. And I studied Italian for my requirements in the English department. Never thought that I would have to learn German. Certainly not the most appealing language to me at the time. But it just so happened that we had a new program at the time. Our professor, our chair of the English department a few years ago, who is also in charge of this live broadcast actually. So shout out to Professor Liu, Kate. She put together this very, I think, very special opportunity for English department students she put together this dual degree program. So if you are a bachelor's student, a BA student, or an MA student, you can study for some time here in foreign university and some time in Germany, and you can get 2 degrees. Isn't that cool, right? You can spend a shorter amount of time and you can get 2 degrees, one from foreign, one from Germany. And that was very nice. And so I decided that that sounds like a good opportunity, and so I had to learn some German. And I truly fell in love with the country and the culture and the language. Germany is a wonderful place, and I encourage everyone to, if you can, visit there for some time. It's truly a wonderful place to visit. The city that we collaborate with, that our program collaborates with, is the small, quaint city of Bayreuth. B-A-Y-R-E-U-T-H, Bayreuth. It may not be a very common city, right? When you think about Germany, I think people think of Berlin or Munich. But Bayreuth is a very famous city in Germany. At least most people know of this small town. And the reason for this is because there is an international festival, a music festival that is held in Bayreuth every year. It is called the Wagner Festival. So the wonderful, very important composer of musical dramas, Richard Wagner, Wagner, that is where he built his opera house. And Wagner is normally the musician the composer that we associate with creating the modern film experience. So in older days, during maybe the Renaissance or in the classical period, if you go to see an opera, it's a very loud event. But Wagner designed this very dark theater where the orchestra is down beneath in the pit. And it's very dark. It's like watching a movie. And Wagner designed this experience so everyone could focus on what is happening on stage. And so, in many ways, he was a genius. Not a very nice man. And people know that he was a very difficult person to get along with, but that he is probably the most famous person from Bayreuth. And it just so happened that my work in my master's thesis had to do with Wagner's music as well. So it was a very good fit, and so I traveled there for a year, stayed for a year in Germany. And that is essentially why I was able to be in Europe, to study and travel. And that's why we have this live broadcast today, to tell everyone about what we did. So I want to begin by asking, are there any questions from the I think this is a topic that students are interested in. So I'd like to answer any questions the students have. We'll try to get as many as possible.
Okay, first from Liu Yuxun.
Okay, Yuxun, hello Yuxun. Thank you so much for watching.
What is your favorite food in Germany?
My favorite food in Germany? Good question. Okay, you know, people think of Germany and they think of the pork knuckles, like 猪脚, because that is, in Taiwan, when you think of the 国菜, that's probably the first thing that you think of when you think of German cuisine. But for me, I think the food that I really liked was their bread, actually. Germans make very nice bread. And there are many different kinds. It's a bit of a world heritage. If you ask me drink, I would tell you that the beer is very nice in Germany, as is a drink that I learned to like. It's called a Krug Mate, which is a drink that has a lot of caffeine, but it's not coffee. That was a very nice drink that I liked very much. But I think German bread is something everyone should try, and it's very different from how bread is produced and made in Taiwan. So that's what I'm going to say. Good question, Yuxun. Yes. Next question.
Next question from Xie Yushan.
Yushan, hello. I think I've seen you before, Yushan. Hi, thank you for watching.
And Su Fengchun, they asked the same question.
Fengchun,
yeah,
hello, Fengchun. Thank you for tuning in.
They asked, is there any must-visit sites in Germany?
Depends on what you like. This is my suggestion to you. There is always something to see. So before you go to actually any country, do your homework. Ask yourself, you know, what do you like? Some people like natural landscapes, so you can go see the mountains, the lakes, the forests. There is wonderful scenery in Germany. You see, when I was growing up, you have to imagine the kind of landscape, right? If you listen to some music like by Beethoven, you sort of imagine, okay, well that's very nice, right? It sounds very nice. But when you go see the landscape, then you understand, oh, this is the landscape that inspired the wonderful music, like the Pastoral Symphony, and that's a good feeling. So know what you like. So if you like natural landscape, plan to visit the natural sites. If you like museums, plan to go to the museums. If you like history and politics, plan to visit the important history historical and political sites. So it really depends on what you do. You have what you are interested in, and so I think that this is a very good question. But for me, what I really liked was visiting the museums. Personally, I'm very fond of the museums, and therefore I went to the museums. It also depends on where you go. Every city has its special locations. If I can make one general recommendation, is try the local food. I think it's a good recommendation. Wherever you go, visit the local restaurants. Not the types that are very touristy, but have a local tell you where to go. Okay? All right, very good. Next question.
There's an interesting question.
Yes.
From Lin Yihua.
Lin Yihua, yes.
Yeah.
Lin Yihua.
Do you have a German girlfriend?
It's a very excellent question. And the answer is no. Yes, the answer is no. Straight up no. Now, the question actually is that do you have a German girlfriend? It seems to suggest like in the now, right? This is a present tense question, right? But let me be definitive. I do not and did not have a German girlfriend. And the reason for this is very simple, right? Because I already have one. Not a German, but I had a girlfriend, a fiancé at the time, who actually she went to Germany on a working holiday for a year when I was there. It was the most romantic thing in the world, I think. So the answer is no. Nor do I think that is something that you have to do. Okay, I'm not sure about that, but yeah, I've answered the question, I think. Yeah.
Okay, another question from Liu Fengyi.
Fengyi, yes, Fengyi.
What is the difference between Taiwan student and Germany student?
Good question. I think it depends on what level you are talking about, but of course my experience is on the college level, and I think that in Germany, the students in college are a lot more independent. I think they're a lot more free-thinking. And you need to really take care of your own things in Germany. And what I mean by this is you need to remember to pay your own fees. You need to remember to apply for a dorm. You need to make sure that your courses are all set. Nobody checks them for you. And so you need to be, in some sense, very aware of what you are doing. And there's not so much pressure. I think in Taiwan, there's a pressure to push you through the system. So if you're not doing well, the teachers will check to see if you're okay. But in Germany, no. In Germany, no. Okay, so